Hello and welcome to the highlights of day 3 of this first test match from Antigua versus the West Indies and India. The wicket was slowly deteriorating, looks like there'll be a bit of turn, but altogether not a lot of moisture, fairly flat for the seamers. Overnight, that's how we stood. The West Indies 189 for 8, still 108 runs behind that 297 made by India. Let's go straight to the action.
How many more can Jason Holder, Miguel Cummins and Shannon Gabriel to come add to this West Indies total? Can they keep Virat Kohli and his troops at bay for any length of time? The objective at the moment is for Miguel Cummins to try to stave off Ishant Sharma, as Cummins will be facing the first ball.
Yes, I think what Ishant did yesterday was bowl a much fuller length. That's something that he's been doing over the last couple of years. There he is, much fuller length. Oh, that's not a way you want to start the day with. Bowling with a scrambled seam, it looked like the first ball. It has bounced up a little bit. He's completely missed it. But Ishant hasn't. The most painful of blows that you can get. And generally, I think what happens is there's a lot of mirth around. There's a lot of joking around. The non-striker is not very sympathetic either. The non-striker also will be having a go at you.
Nice shot. The call is for 2. Nothing more than that. So Holder retains strike. Single and 2 deliveries for Cummins to face.
Yes, that is the cross-seam delivery. And it just stopped on Hetmeyer. If it had been landing on the seam, it may well have traveled to the bat a little quicker. Again, one of those deliveries where he flicks his middle finger, the leg cutter. That's what he bowled to Shea Hope. He bowls that quite well. In fact, that's how we attracted attention when he got Ricky Ponting out to a leg cutter way back in 2008. An absolute beauty of a delivery to get the great Australian batsman out.
Leg slip in place. Yep, set it up with the short ball. And Sonny, I just want to come to when we talk about cross seam and when we talk about other variations. Now we talk about the conventional seam positioning as the ball sits in the fingers. When we talk about cross seam, we're talking about the seam running this way. And some bowlers would even go with some wobble seams. Jimmy Anderson, Trent Bolt, 3/4 seams. It's not absolutely down, it's not a cross, but it's just slightly, and it wobbles as it comes towards you, and it's unpredictable just as much as this cross seam. It can hit the leather, it can hit the seam. So I think they're good additions, folks, to the armory. When I did it many years ago, it was to stop the ball from swinging too much and going in a direction I couldn't control. He'll get 4 of them. Won't hurt India too much as goes up to 197, but now he has to try to get a single.
So India won't be too fussed about the fact that there was a boundary given. What they want is wickets as quickly as possible. So what's the delivery that he's going to bowl? Generally the best delivery would be to bowl the bouncer. Okay, then the batsman has to try and do something. And even a tall man like Jason Holder might not be able to get to the bouncer. But how smart and how alert Miguel Cummins is will be seen now. Nicely done. It'll be another boundary. Well, the 200 for the West Indies comes with that boundary. The attempted Yorker opening the face of the bat. There's no third man in position. Why not bowl a bouncer? This is only going to leak runs. A bouncer, let him take a chance. Let the batsman take a chance. Nicely played. Stood up tall. Made very good use of his height. We've seen him play that shot against England. Not an easy shot to play for batsmen with normal height, but when you're that tall, you can get on top of the ball and hit it wide or mid-on.
Pulled away. Very nice from Jason Holder. He stands tall. Was a length delivery. And he dispatched it wide of long on. I hope the viewers listen attentively. 2 runs, yeah. Gets it easily.
Oh, there's a big appeal here. Is this out? He's been given an immediate referral, though, from Cummins. I must say, I heard a little schnick on the way past in my ear.
Check, thanks.
Yeah. I'm going to need ultra edge. Keep rolling it through. Keep rolling it there. Bat hits the ground. Keep rolling it back. Yeah, there's a gap between bat and ball. I'll go back on ground when ready to Richard. Richard, there's a gap between bat and ball. I'll get you to change decision to not out. You're on screen. Thank you.
Clearly no edge. Oh, is this gone now, though? Shami strikes in the end. Persistent line and length, and it's not coming to goes. It's hold up. The captain's knock, the captain's vigil comes to an end.
Seeing this replay, just searching outside off stump, and we all know Sammy, he does have this getting out delivery. Got it into the right channel. I think Holder was just looking basically to steer it down past the second slip. Third man, as Ian Bishop would say, just brush the edge, and that's enough.
Jason Holder gone for 39. The West Indies 220 for 9 now. So the West Indies lose their 9th wicket. Captain Jason Holder. And now we've got the two bowlers in at the crease. Shannon Gabriel comes in at number 11.
Long way, yeah.
Oh, he just gets the single. That's exactly what he's tried, and it turns out that maybe defending the ball was the right idea all along. So Cummins gets bowled by Jadeja for naught, 45 deliveries. 2-2-2 double Nelson is the total that the West Indies manage in the end. After the big heave-ho, just took his eye off the ball. Good bowling from Jadeja, thrown up, little bit of turn. And I think we should just stick to the defensive game from now on. So the West Indies all out for 222. So the West Indies, after holding out for an hour and a half, eventually bowled out for 222. Holder with 39 and a magnificent 45-ball duck for Cummins, who played a wonderful sparring role for his skipper. For India, 2 wickets for Jadeja in the end, 5 for Ishant, 2 for Shami and 1 for Bumrah. So there we are after the first innings. India 297, the West Indies 222. West Indies are 75 runs behind. We'll take a break and back with it. And we're very close to facing the first ball again in the second innings to see if India can extend that lead. Carry on controlling this test match. KL Rahul is the new batsman, is the opening batsman I should say. Looking to get that average up over the 40 mark. It's the old benchmark for good test batting. And Mayank at the other end, averaging 50. That's more like it. It's the modern day mark of being a great test batsman. Kemar Roach is the man with the ball. He was the hero for the West Indies in the first innings, and he's going to start us off.
No run, no run.
Starts with a back of a length. Ooh, did this one just jump a bit? Rao's head shot back a bit. He goes to do a spot of gardening, as if to say, hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Maybe not, maybe just the hard new ball. This will be 2 to get Rahul off the mark.
Mayank Agarwal to face his first delivery. Short and 4. It's an area the West Indies have talked about against Mayank Agarwal. They executed it to perfection in the first innings.
Well, 22 overs and now finding the outside edge, falling short of first slip. I'm not quite sure if he's in the right position. Yeah, frustration.
Runs for Agarwal. Two runs that will take the players off the field for this short session of batting for India. 7 overs, 14 runs. Morning that Jason Holder showed some stickability, but it means that India lead by 89 with all 10 of their second innings wickets in hand. ICC World Test Championship points at stake. It'll be a session in which Jason Holder and the leaders will have to put their thinking caps on in preparation for the post-lunch period. But Cummins and Holder showed heart. That's one thing you take from the West Indies session this morning, which was pleasing to see.
So just 7 overs possible. India reached 14 for none at lunch, so they're 89 runs ahead. We'll take a break, back with the post-lunch session.
Because KL Rahul has looked in good touch, solid defensively. And his good friend, his teammate from their youth cricketing days, Mayank Agarwal, is with him. Austin Chase, so start proceedings after lunch.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Nicely played. That's a shot that he enjoys playing. It's not square of the wicket, he's placed it fine. Nicely played. Wanted to play it fine, maybe not that fine. but just changes your mindset. You're walking out after lunch thinking, who's going to bowl? Gabriel or Cummins, or... And then you see Roston Chase bowling to you. Runs on the onside. Nicely timed, that one.
Holder replaces Cummins. Beautifully played. It's one of the things that fascinates you about KL Rahul, the ability to play with such finesse. A real touch player.
All that touch play in this. Just watch the ball. How late he plays that. And it's with a straight bat. It's not a cut shot. And he's not forcing the pace. He's allowed the ball to come all the way to him. And just places it past that point with so much ease.
Should be close, must be close, surely, yes. That looked plumb. They're thinking about a review. I think it'll be wasted. It hit him full and in front of off stump. He walks off.
Because that looked plumb. It's a full length ball and he's missed it. He's probably decided to play that way before that ball was bowled. It was much quicker, in fact, and much fuller. Could have easily been driven. Mayank Agarwal, 16, 30 for 1.
Cheteshwar Pujara, the new batsman. Because he's such a quiet, unassuming personality, I was as pleased as many Indian fans for Pujara on that tour of Australia, where he accumulated 500 runs, 521 at 74 300s in the cauldron of a test series in Australia. I thought it showed that the typical archetypal test match batsman still has value in the modern game. Doesn't have to be a dasher. Nice use of the feet.
Too full to sweep that ball. Oh, it's gonna miss. How's that gonna miss?
This will be a run, maybe two. No, they'll stick for one. Good chase from the slips. You can see there the body language of the West Indians, the speed in which that was chased. A wicket really boosts the field inside. Oh, this is high. Could this be a chance? No, just dropped short. A Roston Chase in the deep. The bouncer from Holder brought about the hook shot.
And Chasey must have felt that he stood a chance here. Went a little high, but Roston Chase didn't quite pick it up.
Dug out nicely from Pujara. Just a little bit short this time. You see, very tricky to hit with any power through the offside unless it's really short and wide. It's only 2 runs. It's no damage to the bowler. Oh, this is a good shot down the ground. Very full from Gabriel. Rahul needs no further offer. Punches it straight back past the big man.
This is a good shot. When you can punch it down the ground as straight as that, showing the maker's name, the full face of the bat, and it comes out of the screws as well, you'd be quite happy with such a. That's pretty full. Got the treatment, I believe, Swanee, that it deserved.
Oh, this one's slightly short. Rahul waits for it nicely. The late cut, will it go for 4? Oh, yes, it will. Holder thought about the dive for a while. Probably a good decision not to do it. Contemplating what could have been had he dived forward.
It kept him
Landed on the
interested, actually.
unmentionables.
When you can see, this was cut pretty well. Thick edge. And in the chase, it kept Holder interested for a little while. And then he decided, hey, no, I'm not going to cross the line here.
The worst ones for a field, right? You either want it to race past you or dribble past you.
Oh,
Not
no.
in the middle. All the way. Interesting action from John Campbell. That away, there'll be a couple here.
Full toss easily put away for a couple, at least, maybe three. Three it is.
Really well played. To the pitch of the ball. Will he get the third? No. You don't mind that. Absolutely don't mind that. That's exactly what you want Pujara to be doing.
A boundary to KL Rahul.
He used the length and the way his bat came down very nicely. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. It was over pitched. It was drifting. They just used his wrists.
Got him. Another attempted sweep. And again, it's from that end and that line from Ruston Chase. The hard work done by Rahul again ends prematurely.
Just playing over it and moving too far across. KL Rahul goes for 38.
Indian captain makes his way out to the middle. KL Rahul will be disappointed that he didn't carry on, getting another start. Virat Kohli. Few adjectives to describe this man and what he's done across formats. Immediately off the mark to the call and gets it.
Gets onto the back foot and uses the crease very well. It's more of a back foot punch rather than a square cut. Another fine shot, again short. Again a chase for that fielder. He'll pull it in. He wants a third. Oh, he's got himself into trouble. I've got a boundary, I've got a two. Let me face the next ball. Who knows, I might get another boundary.
Exactly, and after you've gotten a good start, Jara 25 from 50. There's no need to risk your wicket for one extra run. Got him! What a beauty! He's been persisting with that delivery, going away from the right-hander. This one comes back.
This is worth seeing because the bat and pad is generally together. Oh, what a beauty. This is an absolute beauty from Kemar Roach. It's 81 for 3, Pujara gone for 25.
Top scorer for the first innings for India. Strides to the crease. Rahane looked in really good form. It's a pity he didn't go on to get a century in that first innings. 9 centuries, 18 half centuries. Average a touch over 40. Cut away. Strong wrists from Virat Kohli. We'll get a boundary. That's a nice shot.
Second time he's played it. Look at the way he uses the depth of the crease, goes right on to the stumps. That's excellent footwork from the Indian captain. Get too easily, takes the first run so quick. Virat Kohli always looking for the extra run.
Two is the call. Good running. Shouldered arms. Virat Kohli for the final delivery of that over, and that should be tea. So India will go into the tea break. 98 for 3. The West Indies will take some inspiration from the latter part of that session. That's primarily because of the 3 wickets they've picked up. Roston Chase in particular had a marathon spell. 2 important wickets for the West Indies. The other going to Kemar Roach.
So T on day 3, 98 for 3. India, a good session for the West Indies. 3 wickets there, 2 for Roston Chase, 1 for Kemar Roach. The not-out batsman Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane. Yeah, those bowling figures, Roston Chase 2 for 42 from 15, look dangerous. Kemar Roach 1 for 13 from 7. So there we stand at 173 runs ahead, India, as we go into the final session of the day.
On the resumption, Roston Chase will continue. Again, Ajinkya Rahane very comfortable to stand back.
Proceedings. $100 up for India.
That is what you must be thinking when Virat Kohli strides to the crease. How can I get him out early in his innings? Don't want him to get set.
Or a little girl who'll make her name like Sir Richards. Now we have
Maybe a Hayley Matthews or Deandra Dotting. 2 of our more prominent female West Indian players. Another single from the over. Loud appeal, loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Will they review? Kemar Roach thinks so, and Jason Holder goes for it.
Yeah, it looks like he's missed the bat there. We'll just confirm with Ultra Edge, please. Yeah, clear gap between bat and ball. We can go through to ball tracking when ready. Okay, original decision not out, pitching outside off. Impact in line, missing the wickets. We go back on field. Rod, you can stick with your original decision. You're on screen now.
Catch him. Oh! dropped. It went in and came out. John Campbell, the fielder.
The leading edge.
First glance, it looked like it was very low to the ground, but when you look at it again, makes plenty of time. He gets there easily, and he really should have pouched that. Test cricket level. Got to back up your bowlers. Oh, beauty. Beauty, Virat Kohli. Feet stuck in the crease, fishing outside the off stump. That to me looked like a bit of reverse swing. The opposite way. Ooh, yes, Virat Kohli. Oh, another beauty outside the off stump. Yep, sometimes, Kima, you've just got to get on with it.
Good delivery, that. And when you can do that to one of the better batters in the world, nothing's wrong with that, Roach. Stay him down, mate.
Oh, this is good bowling again. Hands on the head for the bowler. Inside edge from Kohli, not in control of that one. I love the wry smile from Virat Kohli then. Oh, beaten again.
Not a good delivery.
He's still powering in.
Good delivery again, as you can see, just looking to deliver from wide of the crease. And when you can get it to shape the other way, that's, I think, it's always problematic.
Oh, it's a cracking cover drive on the up, through the offside from Rahane. Beautifully played, a little bit of width from Shannon Gabriel. Gorgeous flowing drive, Viv.
When good batters just see a little bit of width, what they do with it, Swanee? Dismiss it.
Fetch the leather.
Brilliant, brilliant. You look at that, race away for 4.
Oh, this is 4 more. Short and wide from Gabriel. Hammered away from Rahane. It's a beautiful shot. His skipper loves that.
Brilliant. He loves it in that area, Swanee. Whenever he gets it there and he gets an opportunity to cut, you look at that. That's his bread and butter shot. Didn't even move.
Pulled away. It won't be 4. There's a man down there. Herring round. Still be 2. Nice cover drive. Half stop to extra cover, but I think that'll go all the way for 4. Yes, it will. Rahane quick to latch onto that wide half volley.
Meanwhile, the lead is now stretched to 223. Shannon Gabriel just bowled a short spell. Roach bowled a magnificent spell early up. A little earlier to Virat Kohli. 150 for 3.
He's been bowling well. Ross and Chase not giving much away. Taking 2 wickets of the openers. The Windies have their task cut out for them with the pair settling in. They've been running smartly between the wickets as well, as you can see from this.
Brathwaite will continue. You have to think that he's just buying time until Miguel Cummins or Jason Holder decide that it's time for one of them to be reintroduced.
There it is. He's just milking the singles. Given a bit of room this time around. Coming for two quite comfortably. I do believe that Brathwaite, who's captain the Windies in Holt, is absent, or somebody like a Roston Chase. They should be in regular conference with Chase and Holder. We don't seem to see that often on the field when they're fielding. Not a lot of exchange of ideas, which can make a difference. Sometimes the captain can be a lonely figure. He's trying to strategize, he's trying to look at bowling changes, he's trying to look at field placements. I think he needs a little bit of help over there, a little bit of help from, say, somebody like Roston Chase, as I said, or Brathwaite. Maybe even Kemar Roach.
Close.
Well, they've taken one review which was not okay. Now they've got 8 seconds in which to take a review. He's got to quickly take. Time's going, 3 seconds.
10 seconds.
No, time's gone. No review, time's up. Let's have a look. Oh, mama. The leg cutter. Did he get an edge? But they'd missed the previous one off Rahane itself. No edge. It's hit him on the front pad, as well as impact and wickets hitting. Don't look at the big screen.
I'm not sure what the conversation between Shea Hope, Roston Chase, Jason Holder was. Roach was down near the wicketkeeper. He felt he had his man, but he could not convince this guy to take it.
And it could be only because the previous review of the same batsman had not gone in their favour.
See, you heard it for yourself. Kemar Roach is saying something. He didn't hit that.
Half century, second of the match for Ajinkya Rahane. Well, before the test started, there were some who were questioning his place in the team. Well, he's answered it in the most emphatic manner. Missed out on 100, batting well, got a close shave just a few deliveries earlier when the Windies did not review an umpire's decision.
In the gap, should be a couple. Round the wicket, Miguel Cummings. Yeah, pulled away. What a shot. That's a man who's well set, gets his half century. Only his second boundary of his innings.
Seeing this shot again, especially with Virat Kohli failing in the first innings. Whenever you have a guy who would have been disappointed with what took place in the first innings, when he gets an opportunity like that, celebrating another half century at this particular level.
He's put in the time at the crease. He's been very watchful, very patient. He's Easy single yet again. Brings up the 100 partnership between these two. So again, the consistency being shown when they come together as a pair, doing the business for India with the bat.
Pretty good again, as you can see. Congratulations to the two. Would have said well done to each. Looks like I'm hearing it's the 9th time that these guys would have been involved in hundreds partnership, and that to me does suggest that they do enjoy batting together.
Well, individual scores the same at this time, 51 to Rahane, 51 to Kohli. One from 241 balls, this partnership. Nearly equal contributions from these two. Nice controlled pull shot.
When you have an individual whose appetite for batting like a Virat Kohli, and he would have failed, the disappointment would have been felt by the young man. This is a response. You know, any young man who looking to be an aspiring batter, just look at the example of this individual. You just mentioned only 2 boundaries in that knock. Obviously securing that very special place for India, in my opinion, taking them to that particular point where there will be no return for the West Indies. That's what batsmanship is about.
Yeah, quite right. Will eventually lead to there either being a victory for India, or at the very best for the West Indies, a draw, given the time left. And also based on the number of overs India continues to bat as a team into day 4. 29 singles in his innings so far, Virat Kohli. Again, his ability to manipulate the ball, find the gaps, taking little risks. It's not that he doesn't have all the shots in the book, but he knows what's the approach for the situation. That's batsmanship, that's talent, that's skill.
Is it fair to say that he does not get ahead of himself? You know, especially when he thinks there's time for you to score, he just takes his time. And it's like a good boxer. He knows he can knock you out, but he plays with you for a little while, then takes you out.
Well said, good analogy. It's not about winning the fight in round 1, but setting it up. For the first time in this innings, we see a short leg in place. Maybe a bit too late, you would think. When a batter is well set, you think that will rarely phase him.
If he gets lucky, I guess it will be brilliant on Holder's behalf. Great captaincy. So I guess let's see.
Last delivery and the last over, I presume, for the day's play. Goes down the leg side. Shannon Gabriel, 2 byes. 3 from the over, 185 for 3. And yeah, as expected, the umpires will call play. Indian firm control. They lead by 260 runs. Good to see this partnership, a partnership unbeaten so far, 104 from 247. Captain Virat Kohli on 51, and his vice captain Ajinkya Rahane 53. They will come into D4 in a very strong position.
Very much so. We've seen some good cricket today, and one, regardless of maybe the way in which Virat would have played today, and Rahane, credit must be given to Kimo Roach. I think he was a pick of the West Indian bowlers. Unlucky as well. I guess over the years he would have bowled for a spell and got more wickets.
So stumps on day 3, no more wickets for the West Indies. India finishing on 185 for 3 from 72 overs. Virat Kohli, the man, 51 not out, and Ajinkya Rahane, 53 not out. For the bowlers, 1 wicket for Kemar Roach. Could have had so much more luck. 2 for Ruston Chase. So with only 8 overs to go to the new ball, 185 for 3, India. So here we stand, 297 in the first innings for India, followed up with 222 by the West Indies, 185 for 3 second time round India so far. India 260 runs ahead. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Highlights. Join us again soon. Bye-bye.